Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Hope you're having a good day out there. Today we're going to look at this coin right here in the center. This is the Lincoln Presidential version from 2009, and you can see it's a picture of the U.S. Capitol as it's being built. It says United States of America at the top, 1 cent here, E pluribus unum at the bottom. Over here we see an S and a G for Susan Gamble, and right there we see a JFM, Joseph F. Mena, the engraver designers of this coin. In 2009, the United States Mint went wild with pennies. There were 20 different pennies released. There were 4 of the Lincoln pennies. 2009 was the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. They first came out with this penny here, the early years, and this is the cabin in Kentucky. Then they came out with this penny here, the formative years. This one is in Indiana, when he lived in Indiana. Then they came out with the third one, which was the professional years. And this shows him in front of the capital of Illinois in Springfield, where he was a lawyer and a legislator. And then finally they came out with the presidential years. And that's this one right here. They were building the U.S. Capitol when Lincoln took office. They were finishing the U.S. Capitol Dome when Lincoln came into office. It took 11 years to build the Capitol Dome, from 1856 to 1866. There were 9 million pounds of cast iron in this dome. And so when Lincoln came into office, they were building it, and when Lincoln died in office, they were still building it. These two right here are from a United States Mint set. Had what they call a satin finish on the mint set in 2009. They also used a 3.11 gram penny. So sometimes people get these pennies and they say, I got something wrong with a Lincoln penny from 2009. It weighs 3.11 grams. Well, what happened was they had the regular Lincoln pennies, like this one that they released, that were the copper-plated zinc, and they weighed 2.5 grams. Then they released the mint sets, and they weighed 3.11 grams each. And then, of course, they released San Francisco Mint proof sets. And this is a really, really nice version of the proof penny here. And we can see how Lincoln just comes off that coin in the deep cameo. And on the back, you'll see that the Capitol building is a cameo also, and is a great version of the Capitol if you look at it this way. What were these coins worth? Well, let's start with the San Francisco coin. They made 3 million San Francisco pennies in 2009 with the S on them here. They found 500 so far at a proof 70 deep cameo, and those are worth about $130 each. At the Philadelphia Mint, Lincoln Presidency penny, they made 130 million. They found 3 so far at a Mint State 68, and those are worth about $1,500 each. They also had the satin finish coins. They made 784,000 satin finish coins for the mint sets, and the high for those from Philadelphia is about $70. At the Denver Mint, 198 million general circulating presidency pennies. They found 2 so far at a Mint State 68, and those are worth about $6,000. For the satin finish from the Denver Mint, the highest grade they found is a satin finish 69, and that's worth about $75. You could also buy these coins in 2009 in mint rolls from the U.S. Mint. So you could buy 2 mint rolls for $9, which is a whole lot of money for $1 worth of pennies. Those are where many of the finer Lincoln pennies are coming from those Lincoln penny rolls from 2009. This is a funny coin because each one of these 4 images was a 1-year image on the U.S. coin. This is one of the most collectible pennies that the United States Mint has ever issued because they only issued it in 1 year. Now, there were some other 1-year coins. We've had the West Point Mint W coins come out, and we had a 1-year coin for the Kennedy half, which was the 1-year 90% silver Kennedy half from 1964. And this is that Kennedy half from 1964. In 1963, President Kennedy was assassinated in office just like Lincoln, and in 1964 they came out with this 90% silver Kennedy half dollar. You can tip it up on its edge and you can just see the silver. In 1965, they changed that to a 40% silver. The 90% silver only came out for 1 year. In 1965 to 1970, they made a 40% silver. And then, of course, we've gone to the modern Kennedy halves, and this is one of them here. These are a clad half. At this point, you can only get these by ordering them from the U.S. Mint. You can't get a Kennedy half in general circulation from 2022 unless somebody buys one from the U.S. Mint and puts it into circulation. They also had the Lewis and Clark nickels, which they issued over the course of 2 different years, which had the 4 different backs on them. And here are those 2004-2005 nickels. The Louisiana Purchase piece metal nickel and the keelboat version both came out in 2004. Then in 2005, they came out with the American Bison and the Oceans in View, What a Joy. Over the course of 2 different years, they came out with 4 coins. But the other difference you should notice is that the front of the 2004 and the front of the 2005 was a huge change also. They not only had 4 different backs in 2004-2005, but they went away from the original Jefferson nickel in 2005 to a new image of Jefferson, which only stayed around for 1 year. And now we have the modern image of Jefferson. So the U.S. does have a history of changing up their coins a little bit, but they never put out 4 versions of one coin in 1 year like they did the Lincoln penny. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.